Let's get some analysis now on where things are at. I'm joined, as I am every week, by Greg Sheridan. He's the foreign editor at The Australian. Greg, we'll get to foreign matters in a moment. I want to get your sense of where this campaign's at. You've seen a few of them come and go. Some really interesting polling too in your newspaper today and over coming days, a really broad sweep and sense of what the mood is a week and a half out. What's your view?
Well, Kieran, I think it's been a very shabby, weak, vacuous campaign. Now, it could be worse. It's not a fantasy campaign like we've just seen in the Philippines, and it's not as vituperative and hateful as the last two American presidential election campaigns have been. It reminds me a lot of recent European elections where the main two parties, the centre-left and centre-right, have just sort of sagged into bureaucratic, technocratic irrelevance. Neither party in this campaign has a narrative. Neither party is addressing all the huge issues that face Australia, our enormous structural budget deficit, our declining education standards, the lack of any productivity agenda, the lack of any defence capability. You know, we can shout and scream about China, but we don't have any defence capability. And I rather fear that a number of these teals will get up, even if it's only a couple, as our paper's polling indicates. That makes it very hard for either side of politics to get a majority in its own right. And I think that's the erosion of orderly Westminster government in this country. And you just get even more cheap rent populism and more deficit financing. I mean, we'll be back to the state we were in before, where servicing the debt is the major budgetary item every year, year after year, but we don't have the assets anymore to privatise to pay it all off with.